Welcome to our fifth and final round this week with blue-white Eldrazi. What are these hands? My opponent molds a 6, I keep. Why did I lock my... I think this is actually... The addition of Path to Exile lets this deck keep a lot of reasonable normal deck hands. Having this is kind of a liability, though. This looks like a... Ooh, Affinity versus... This actually is a good hand against Affinity. I've got a Flyer, I've got Path. Sure, whatever, that's a card. See, we're getting somewhere. Hopefully their thing is not plating. I can beat that. That's not a huge concern. That's a bit more obnoxious, but I can beat that. So double signal pest. I may have to path one of those. Take 1 damage here to do that. That's fine. Just one of those, though. I think that the other lines up fine for my Sky Spawner. Oh, yeah, it's basically a 2-power creature. The thing is, the second one's like a 4-power creature because it's like +1 here. It's just millions of damage. This is a plating, I'm dead, but that's fine. Like my opponent committing to that line. Maybe I was supposed to path the other pest. I Vault Scourge, sure, that's fine. Well, my opponent has nothing, so I think at this point, I actually KO the land. I don't think Scourge is that threatening, so I can take 2 a turn. Maybe I kill a Scourge. I don't. The land doesn't really do a lot, actually. Wow, I'm so lucky. Unbelievable luck. Not only do I get into a game where I can cast Dismember against Affinity, like if it matters against Affinity, but I have the Urborg. Just so lucky. Yeah, it's so threatening when your Affinity opponent has like actual cards in hand. Uh, uh, cool. So what did my opponent draw? Ooh. Well, I'm just gonna play this one. I guess I could have, and this is fine. It's possible I should have played the thing for the Urborg last turn. And let's see, so that's 1, 2. So I'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I actually, if I played the Urborg last turn, I think I'm in a better. I don't know. The haste damage is pretty clutch. Yeah, I should have played the Urborg though instead of the caves. I was worried about my opponent making black mana for plating, but I think that my fluid, like the fluid, I guess I didn't have the eye, so that makes no sense. Never mind. The ability of my opponent to draw plating there is very obnoxious. Uh, eh, I can take that hit. 9 is a safe life total. Don't be plating. Don't. Oh, well, that has to die on the spot. I think the Scion can go on my next turn. Ooh. Yeah, so this is... I don't really want to lose life. I think my opponent's in a good spot to attack me for real amounts of damage here. I have to kill this, so the Scion, I think, goes. Just going to spot check. So 3, so I get to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on this? Sure. Because I don't want to take any damage. I think this is the combat phase that Sky Spawner gets involved in. Now that I don't have the backup removal spell, I'm now like, and I'm also like very close to death to a Galv. I think the Sky Spawner, and also my opponent's ticking like low on life, and the Vault Skirt chip shot might matter. This is kind of just a hope they don't. What did they have? What card could they have drawn that they wouldn't have cast last turn? The Xaxes on mana? If they had another drum, they could have cast it. Maybe a champ? They shouldn't have a main deck champ. So if I block here, I go to 5. My opponent goes to 13. I keep my creature, and I might be able to attack and force a block with it. And then next turn, yeah, it's the same thing either way. So I go to 5, and then I take one of these two and go to 1. And then if I block here, I take 2, go to 7, and then 1, 2, 3. It's the same thing. I go to 4. So this is the correct block. There's no way for me to avoid getting what's it called? Oh, well, that is super awesome to draw. And by what's it called I mean, oh, I can force the chump. I'd rather avoid going to dead to Galv here. Oh, wow. Or I can just play for the kill. My opponent now has to Galv Blast one of my creatures. Cool. Oh, cool. Another opponent who wants to complain about my draws in the chat. I now get to berate all of their plays. Let's see. These all look good. I don't want a million gut shots, but I want a couple. Let's see. These are not great. Displacer. This card has not really performed. I have not played a matchup where I was really happy with it. Basically, I've liked all the white cards. But I don't really know if... I guess... No, this card's good because it shuts off Ravager and Plating. So I'm going to go with that. Endless One can... These cards seem good. This card's good. Path, this... I don't really like these cards in this matchup. So that might just be the swap. Gut Shot being better than these because it's cheaper. This is like a pretty aggro plan. Maybe I want to cut a couple Endless One. I'm not a big fan of this card here. Maybe I just go further down on Endless One and then go up a shot and up 3 paths. That sounds good. Cool. I get to do the thing. You have no idea how happy this makes me. I literally quit playing Affinity because I could not stand losing to this, and every time I get to do this to someone, it's just the best. Oh, please. Oh, boo. Eh. I think leaving a path is better. I don't really care about... I'm not like trying to beat my opponent down here. I'm just in the business of casting Stony Silence. I like being able to kill like a master that my opponent plays this turn. The past Stony Silence combo is pretty loose. Like, your idea is to cut them off a mana some games, and then you give them a land. So it's possible I should have a different card in my deck. I should have Dismember. Plating, 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 plating. Oh. Wow. My opponent's not going to be happy with the outcome of this. Unless they... Well, I mean, I'm assuming they F6'd. Well, if they boarded in Spell Pierce, they got me. It's very possible I should have... No! It's so rude. I should have boarded... I should have fetched a Plains there. Or, yeah, I definitely should have fetched a Plains in case of Blood Moon here. Probably Plating. My opponent plays Plating. My follow-up play is Cavern, Sky Spawner, leave a path, which is fine. I don't really want to take 1,000,000 damage. That's fine. I think I have to block with the Sky Spawner here and just try to pick off flyers. It's kind of awkward. What? How did my opponent sideboard if they have Denial and that and Thoughtcast? So this is going to pick off the Spawner. I'm going to path the Ornithopter to dodge the hit. I guess they can board in like one of these, or like one Denial, which is weird. I guess they can assume I have like a Hercules or something. Oh, that's kind of awkward. Because they get to tap the Plating and the Scourge and shoot down the Sky Spawner. This game's probably out of reach for me. Let's just kill that right now so I can F6. What am I trying to draw here? Does Stony Silence even do it anymore? I think Disenchant? That does not do it. Sure. I don't really want to play the Mimic into losing it to the grid. I think that I'm probably just dead here regardless, though. I'm taking how much in the air? What? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that's pretty close to dead. I guess if I draw Disenchant into Disenchant, I'm good. Because, like, this is also the other issue, is that my opponent has double black. Or they play Overseer, which I guess doesn't really make this much. Well, this is pretty bad. Can draw Drowner. Drowner can tap the Flyers. I can draw that. You can see the game. Yeah, maybe some more of these and less pass. Though taking damage against Affinity is kind of obnoxious. Yeah, this is probably correct. Still like Displacer a lot. Maybe I just like the idea of displacing stuff. I just want to do it. The card has done nothing. Literal nothing the entire time I've played. Stony Silence and Rest in Peace are great cards. Displacer has just been a card. I guess pass a card. And you don't really want Ruination Guide. So I don't really know what other creature you'd play instead of Displacer, but maybe it's possible Matter Reshaper is just a better card. Like there's times where I'd want the okay. Nope. Sadly, I would rather keep the life than keep the scry, because scry bottom's so marginal at this point. Sure. Okay. I feel like I'm getting baited here, but I definitely am. Yep. Definitely got baited on that. I should have seen as soon as my opponent sequenced like that. I should have just known that it was not the thing they were trying to do. Stony Silence. Ooh, called shot. Do do. Really? How many Stubborn Denials can my opponent possibly have? Like, what are they boarding out? What cards should I not be playing around? Like, they have to keep in Ravager, Master. Maybe they're boarding down on Thoughtcast. That sounds reasonable. They did. I guess they played Thoughtcast last game, but it's very possible it's like one of two left in their deck, and they board in like two grids, two Stubborns, and leaving two Thoughtcast. So that actually sounds very reasonable to me. Yeah, you leave the party right now. Keeping Disenchant because that kills plating. What is this, Master? Sure. Please don't have another Denial? Denial's actually like pretty good even if I'm just like stonying. Good, that's not another Stubborn Denial. So I go to 14, and I'm on a 7 outer to do stuff. This Scourge, that's kind of obnoxious. Yeah, getting baited on that gut shot was really bad on my part. I should have been able to kill this pest. I'm trying to figure out if this Scion is better off used this turn or later. I think the answer right now is later. So I think that like it getting in an attack could actually matter. this turn I'm going to use it. Yes! I did the thing! I'm so excited about this. I did the thing. Oh, it even costs colorless mana to use? I don't pay life? Oh. I don't know why I'm just like excitedly clicking my mana because I did the thing. This is so absurdly good. Okay, so maybe that one time in a million. Boom! Okay, scoreboard. That was great.